Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory is tonight, and I thought we had another week before this, but I guess it is tonight. Well, it's like another week or so, but that's okay. So we can get this done. First of all, a lot of things have changed. The last time we did something like this, I think it was last time we did a TNA pay-per-view was Slammiversary. Um, it's an interesting match, interesting matches to begin with. So we'll go through them bottom the top here, but I just want to say, there's a lot of people that have changed in Impact, people that have went away. For example, Laurel Van Ness is now Reclusa and Lucha Underground. Just top of my head, I mean, there's an influx in talent from Lucha Underground and Taya and Johnny Impact, who's Johnny Mundo, Pentagon Jr., who was Pentagon Dark for the longest time, and now is being Pentagon Jr. again. And a lot of that talent is to be shown on this card, actually, so we'll go towards it with it as we go along. First off, the Eli Drake Open Challenge is on this card. Over the past few weeks, he's been facing people like La Parka, not the original La Parka from WCW, the shitty La Parka from AAA that is the new La Parka. Just and if you don't understand that, basically it's a hard thing to understand, and it'd be a whole different video for it. But basically, in a nutshell, L.A. Park is the original La Parka from WCW. And when he was in WCW, they had another person with the La Parka mask, and was actually a feud in Mexico for the longest time. But just not to go off on the even, not to go away from what we're originally talking about. It's just one of those things in Mexico that happens. For just like the Mystico deal with Sin Cara and all that shit. But anyway, he's faced the shitty La Parka. He's faced Zach Gowen, who actually came back last week, which was fucking great to see. Good to see him and, still being around here. And, several others over the past few weeks. And honestly, the past few months, honestly. It'll be interesting to see who this opponent is. We don't know who it is. It just, it's anybody. And they, just for a clue, they are in New York. So it could be anybody from that area. Or anyone from ECW history or anything like that. The possibilities are endless. So, I will go with the Mystery Man, however. I just want to see who it is. And if it's shitty, I'll know I regretted that pick. But I will go. I like Drake, but the mystery does intrigue me a little bit, as it always does. Next up, Ali versus Su Yung. Su Yung has been in Shine for the longest time, and has been a great character overall, honestly. But over the past few months, I think probably half a year now, even. She's been burying people with her undead bride gimmick, literally putting them in caskets, literally, not killing them essentially, but sacrificing them in a way. Allie was a recent victim of it. Kira Hogan was a victim of it. Tessa Blanchard was almost a victim of it. And this is just a regular match. I thought it would be different. But that's okay. You need these kind of matches on the card. I will go with Su Yung because, again, just the intrigue of her character interests me. But Allie probably should win this more. But I will go with Su Yung here. Next up, and it's a little confusing, so we'll go towards it a little bit. We have the debuting Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, a little while back, attacking Swan during a match between Seidel and Swan, which helped Seidel in the match, and then eventually later on they had a tag match, so it will be Matt Seidel, the former Evan Bourne, for those unaware, Matt Seidel and All Ego Ethan Page against Rich Swann and Willie fucking Mack. That's great, and of course Willie Mack is the Mack on Lucha Underground. But it's an interesting match, it really is. Especially if you've never seen Willie Mack before, you're in for a treat. I will say that much. I will pick Swan and Mac, and of course, just before we go on, there have been some changes in Impact. For example, the fucking UFC belt, whatever that was, shit. I mean, it might as well be the shit belt, but it's the Grand Championship was kind of retired after Seidel had Josh Matthews as his fucking spiritual advisor. It was fucking stupid, and he had the title. So Josh Matthews finally has a title in wrestling, whatever. But yeah, it was dumb. But anyway, just not to go on a tangent here, I will go again with Swan and Mac. Next up, our first championship match of the night. And surprisingly, the tag titles are not on the line. Which, depending on one of these matches, would make sense. Tessa Blanchard will defend against Taya Valkyrie. Of course, just known as Taya Lucha Underground. And Tessa Blanchard is actually on one of the other pay-per-views, I guess. And I haven't watched Impact in forever. I'm going to say that right now. But I do keep up with it from time to time to see what's going on there. And it's really turned around. But I will say, just for the context of this match, that Tessa came back, debuted on one of the TNA's, I guess you want to say, replacements for the One Night Onlys, and they've been streaming on Twitch for the longest time, which is kind of cool too. But debuted on that, and then a couple months later became the Knockouts champion, defeating Allie for the title. Or Sue for the title, I think. It was either Sue or maybe the Triple Threat, whatever the case may be. And Taya hasn't been around for the longest time. So this is a great match. I want to see it happen. I love it. I don't know. I really don't know. Because this can literally go either way. I will go with Taya. Just because she's the bigger competitor in the match. She has a bigger advantage. And more importantly, we haven't seen her in a while. So it'll be interesting, at least as far as Impact is concerned. Lucha Underground is a whole different story, but as far as Impact, we have not seen her in a while. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there, but I will not be surprised if Tessa retains, especially because Tessa is probably one of the best women wrestlers in the world right now. And I'll cut it off right here to do the last couple matches just because they are a doozy, and we will go into that when we can here.